All right, so ladies and gentlemen, there's been a kerfuffle in the promotional department. Now we are talking about the Aftershock Festival, October 7th through 10th at Discovery Park in Sacramento. But yes, we are totally aware My Chemical Romance isn't even on Aftershock anymore. You know. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard with Metallica blasting in the background. We don't know how much we heard because they're a pretty loud band. But yeah, I mean, did you hear? I mean, before we get into the episode, did you hear who the replacement's going to be? The replacement, it's not confirmed, it's not official, but the conspiracy is. Oh, Dave is muted. Here, let me fix that. There we go. You are unmuted.
I was bitching that My Chemical Romance wasn't on the bill anymore. Just saying. I was bitching about that pre-production. We are aware of that. My wife, now she's happy she doesn't have to go.
Well, we're touting the material we are giving for promotional purposes, so this is what we have. Until they make a new promotional video, this is our video. So, with that being said, the conspiracy going on right now, what's up, Wolfie, is that Stained is going to be the headliner.
You know what? I'm pretty comfortable with that.
I don't know. No. Nope.
Why? What's your beef with Stained?
Oh, I don't know. Number one, they're boring. Their songwriting's boring. They're boring. They're also boring. I fell asleep to them. They're boring. One more thing. The last time they played Aftershock, they played, what was it, last year, the year before, or the year before that? Well, they played before the sun went down. So the fact that they're possibly going to be a headliner now doesn't make a lot of sense.
See, but a Stained reunion's a big deal, man. I mean, Stained
reunion, they never broke up.
Oh, I thought they did.
No.
I know Aaron Lewis was running around doing his solo thing for a while.
Yeah, trying to be a homeless-looking cowboy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Stained. I've never liked. I like Mud Shovel a little bit, and I like making fun of. It's been a while.
Dude. Say what you will, man. Guy was one of the best singers out there.
Oh,
ever.
Okay, but
like
he also has one tone, and that tone is whiny. It's been a while. I don't care what you say. Look, Stained is not a suitable headliner for the Aftershock Festival.
They're certainly not a passable replacement for My Chemical Romance, but I'm just trying not to be too negative about it. And by the way, apparently I have a small guest for a few minutes right now, so... Bear with me.
What is up, Wolfie?
He's got my phone.
Oh, all right. Hey, it's been a while. Yeah, according to Mike Vanek, it's been a while. Mike, how is it a reunion when they just played Aftershock the year before the pandemic?
Well, that's 2 years ago.
So they broke up for 2 years and now it's a reunion? That's bullshit. My Chemical Romance was a reunion. Mudvayne is a reunion. Stained, it's a pity party.
I mean, like I said, I don't feel they're a fair replacement, but who knows? They may pull a rabbit out of their hat. Maybe they'll come out swinging after the pandemic. I like Stained. You know what? I like the Dysfunction album, and Break the Cycle was good too. After that, yeah, I'll admit I wasn't really that big on it. But Mike Vanek says that was the reunion. They were broke up before that.
Oh, okay, understood. Okay. So that was before. Anyways, so by the way, this is episode 110. Yes, we've made it to the triple digits and the triple tens.
The triple tens?
I mean, we are 100. I can't do math. I've been trying.
Come on, dude.
I've been trying to pass the CBEST teaching test, and I can't pass the math portion because I'm dumb.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to go ahead and put it that way, say it cool. Be like, we've reached the triple digits. We've reached the centennials.
It's a centennial. So, man, we got some fun stuff for you. So, we haven't done a listener questions episode since I think before we were on video.
We have not done one on video yet.
So, and these are always like fun to get because it's always like we may get some or we may not get some. We have to hunt for some. I don't know, but we got questions all across the board here. But in between, oh no, oh no.
My kid hung up the phone.
Yes, he did.
Like just straight over. Hang on. Let me do something about this real quick. Brandon, entertain the public.
All right, so this is what happens when you're a parent. So if you don't have kids, don't have kids. But they are awfully stinking cute. Wolfie's cute. My son is cute. Everybody else's kid is not cute. Totally just kidding. So should I pull like a Garth right now and be like, hey Wayne, yeah, party on, man. I don't know. You know, kind of what I was saying, like, we haven't done a viewer questions episode or a listeners questions episode in probably, oh gosh, like 45, 50 episodes. And it's kind of just a crapshoot on what kind of questions we get. So this time around, we got so many like random questions. We got questions about wrestling. We got questions about life in general. We got questions about video games. A couple sexual questions. Just kind of going down the list here. But in the middle of all of this, we're gonna do something that Beavis and Butthead made famous, and we're just gonna make fun of music videos as they're playing. So we found a handful of videos that that were just like they were older than dirt. You know, when I say older than dirt, I mean like 10, 12, 13, 14 years old. And dude, like some of these videos, like, and we haven't really like pre-watched them. We just kind of like check the quality, like, okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. So we got a handful of videos to make fun of, and hopefully you guys enjoy that too. You know, I hope everybody is doing well out there. Life is sort of getting back to normal, it seems. And just announced today, my band Suburban Paranoia is actually going on tour in the year of 2021, which is really exciting. We're still booking the tour as we speak, but it's really exciting because we didn't think we would ever get a chance to even see the road in 2021 because of COVID and all the bullshit. Like, life sucks, don't lie. I'm not lying. All right, Lunchbox is back. What's up, man? We were just talking.
I do apologize. Oddly enough, I'm surprised that the fact that I've had a kid for 87 episodes, and this is the first time that he's interrupted one. That's a pretty good streak.
It is.
I'm okay.
First,
I'll say it took him 83 shows to do that.
First of all, how did he get in there when you finally let him off the padlock?
First of all, I didn't let him off padlock. He learned how to pick it.
The fact that he hung up on us is hilarious.
No, it was great. Like my stepdad and stepsisters were over and for dinner, and they were supposed to leave about 30, 40 minutes ago. And of course, you know how that goes when you see family you actually like. So sometimes it takes a little while to kind of get them out the door, and not wanting to be the professionals we are. We decided to just go ahead and pull the trigger and go live. And, well, then he wandered in from the backyard where he was showing off his mad slide skills, And he was being cool, and then he reached up, tried to touch it once. I told him no, and he reached up and hung up on you.
By the way, before we get into the episode, everybody in the chat, Mr. Mike Vanek, Miss Amanda, I know Jordan's probably in there, Mr. Revy, and everybody else, do us all a big favor and go ahead and share this show. Take that little link right there, or hit that button that says share, and let your people know that we are live, because more the merrier. Getting questions is amazing. Answering questions is amazing, and talking to you guys in the chat is also amazing. So,
are you on mushrooms or something? Everything's amazing.
Not mushrooms, but ginger ale and Jameson's. It's the way to go.
I picked up a new beer tonight.
And what do you got tonight, man?
Straight out of San Francisco, Anchor Brewing Co.'s California Lager.
Ooh. See, I've been so busy, I haven't bought beer in about a month, and I'm really disappointed in that, so I'm going to change that very soon.
See, and you're doing shipped and whatnot. Just grab a case of beer.
I usually do, but honestly, on the real, it's been so slow that I haven't been able to do it. I get like no orders at all, so it sucks. But anyways, shall we jump into some questions?
You want to get loose on some questions, throw some softballs out there?
Yeah, man. So, like, I already told him what the spiel for tonight was, kind of gave him a little intel. So, okay, that's a fun one. Revy asks, who would win in a pie eating contest between Boss and the Box?
Speed or volume?
Oh.
Like that's the real question. I mean, either way, I'm going to whoop that ass like I always do.
Thank you, Scotty. You know what? Like, I'm going to actually give this to Box because I could eat, but I'm not as big of an eater. Like, I'm a chubby dude, but I'm not as big of an eater as I used to be. So I'm going to give it to you because I think you'd be able to put it down, especially working real hard at that job you got, because you got a job that is damn near labor.
No, it is labor. Like, totally labor.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it to you, man. I think you woof it away. I think I will enjoy it. I will fester in the marinade of the menagerie of. I can't do your stick, but pie is good. Always eat the pie. Yeah, dude, I'm all about it. But
yeah, don't be over there trying to take the truculence of my terrible trope. Like, fuck off, dude. That's tremendously too many tacky taglines.
So, okay, I mean, and speaking of tagging, so like Willie Rigo, shout out to Vicious Wishes. Say that 3 times. Hey, try saying that 3 times fast. Vicious Wishes, Vicious Wishes, Vicious Wishes, Vicious Wishes.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, come on, man. You got that voice. Let's hear it.
What, you want me to be like, this is vicious wishes, 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 vicious wishes.
All right, so
all right, so this is the softball.
That was
because you were like, oh, we got some thinkers tonight. This is not one of them.
This is not one of them. So Willie Rigo from Vicious Wishes, he does ask us, would you let a girl rim you?
I expected better out of you, Willie.
You know, I'm no prude in any sense, but I'm gonna have to say no because I know where I've been on a daily basis. I do keep my stuff clean, but I also know where I've been on a daily basis. So would I subject that to another person? I would not. And if you don't know what a rim job is, just go Google it.
Go Google it. Michael Google that shit.
Now on the opposite end, would I rim job my lady? Absolutely.
And the award for making this show awkward tonight goes to Brandon Blacker.
And the award for not answering a fucking question goes to the box.
You never stopped talking long enough for me to answer.
We'll go for it.
I mean, fuck it, why not? As long as I'm freshly bathed and, you know, like, shit, if that's what she wants to do. Like I said, I'm with you. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to put it out there. It's not my bag. But if it happens, like, I'll see what it's all about. Like, fuck it. Like, why, YOLO, bitch.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, you pick a question. I gave you a list of questions.
Oh, you want me to do this, huh? That means
let's pull a question out.
That means I gotta fucking go into our text messages and kill some time.
And you know,
Mike Vanek texts to say hi, Wolfie.
And you know what? Everybody in the chat, you are, like Rivi was doing, you are free to ask questions on the spot. So please do. This is a viewer listening episode. So, as we're waiting for Lunchbox,
I'll go another softball that I just kind of want to chuck out of the way. Mm-hmm. Does your podcast ever talk about disabilities?
Oh, that is a question from Josh Wallen. Some of us are familiar with him. Um, it does not. And I think he goes a little bit further with this question. Let's see.
When you sent it to me, he literally just asked that twice.
Oh. Okay. I think he had a little bit more to it. But yeah, you're right. It did send twice. So Josh Wallen asked that specifically because he wanted to know if we would be interested in interviewing somebody who has a disability and talking about disabilities openly.
Sure. I mean, was he specific in who or what or
He was probably talking about himself. He's got a wide range of things that I'm not going to say on the air. I'll let him say that if we talk to him.
Okay. No. Talk to me in post. That's not something that's not a road we've ever traveled. What's up, Rob Calhoun? Now, that being said, if you can spin a story on this show and make it entertaining and engaging, we're interested, regardless of your subject matter. That's kind of the cut and dry point of it. Can you talk? Can you hang out and entertain our audience and give them some insight that will make them think or make them shut their brain off? We go back and forth. Ben Chaos was a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We wound up having a conspiracy theory, life coaching session live on the air. And for what it was a wonderful episode. That was one of our better ones, in my opinion. We had some people that disagreed,
Mm-hmm.
That being said, man, Josh, if you got a cool story, bring it. We're happy to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be funny.
And Josh is pretty funny. I know him. I've been around the block with the dude. So, and Scotty McRib knows him too, so he can give a little insight to that too.
Okay.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Bang, kill, marry, side piece, the 4 horsewomen of WWE. Oh my.
Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, and Bailey, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm marrying Charlotte Flair.
I knew this is where this can go.
Well, here's why. Charlotte Flair, that would make me married into the Flair family, so I could call Ric Flair Pop Pop.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, just like Conrad Thompson, I'd get to hang out with Conrad Thompson on holidays, and Ric Flair, and all sorts of other cast of characters around them.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, I would get one over on Mike Vanek.
All right, that's one.
And he just threw his beer at the floor as soon as I said that because he realized that he set me up for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck you, Mike Vanek. I'll marry Charlotte Flair first. Kill. I'm going with Sasha. I just don't like Sasha. Never have. Sorry. It's what it is. She's a killer wrestler. Her main event at WrestleMania was pimping. But nope. If you're giving me the 4, that's what I'm going to do. I'm banging Bailey. Like, just because... No, you know what? I'm banging Becky and I'm side piecing Bailey.
Okay, that's a very interesting one. So I'm gonna kind of go the opposite here. I'm gonna kill Charlotte Flair because I can't stand her one bit.
Knew that was coming.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna bang Sasha Banks. One hitter quitter. Because
to do it for the story.
Do it for the story. I cannot stand to hear that woman talk. She sounds like a valley girl trying to be a valley girl outside of the valley. So I can't stand her. So I'm gonna bang her once. I'm gonna leave her, and I'm never returning her text messages. God.
You're going out for a pack of cigarettes?
I'm going out for a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey. Dude, I'm gonna side piece Becky and I'm gonna marry Bailey.
Okay.
Because Bailey's got the booty and I love me some booty. I tell you this, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. The worst Bill Clinton impression ever.
I know I've heard worse. But I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Monica Lewinsky.
Well, thank you for your questions, Jordan. We have your questions, though.
All right. Rob Calhoun asks, who's got the best ass? Is he talking about the 4 horsewomen or me and Brandon? Because me and Brandon are both fat dudes and we ain't got no ass. None.
None.
Like, I should be wearing suspenders, but I don't because that'd look lame.
But you know who will have an ass soon, though, is me, because I'm doing the squat challenge. It's called the minute by minute challenge, and I've been doing so far 100 squats a day. My thighs and my ass are just they're thick. They are sore. Whew. I've been going through it, so I've got 100 a day so far. I'm trying to push it to more, and before I know it, I'm going to be the Chris Benoit of squats.
Rob Calhoun said it was between me and you.
Yeah, we're a tie, man. We both don't got no ass, man.
We got nothing. Like, don't see. And what's fucked up is, like, as I lean down, I grow more of one just because, you know, my huge muffin top no longer over exceeds it. But no, I've got the Hank Hill ass going on, man. Like, and I've got huge ass legs, but like, there's just no definition between the two. You can't tell the difference.
No,
it just flows into one giant drumstick of a piece.
And by the way, Mike Vanek, fuck you, brother, because only 100. Okay, so number one, I'm heavy. I'm heavy right now. And, you know, you were touting about doing 1,000 squats a day.
No, because he admitted on the video he did 10.
10?
Because remember, he was like, I can do 1,000. And then, like, as it cut away to the after party, he's like, well, actually, I do like 10.
Can't do it. Dude, I did number one, I'm heavy. After 100, man, everything is burning. Everything hurts. I'm not in the best shape. I'm working on it. I'm working on improving myself because, man, I got a tour to go on. I got a family to support. I got shit to do. So I need to be here for a while to get shit done because I am the boss. So take your 10 squats and go sit down, brother. I don't know.
Damn, Brandon, you got all serious about it for a second there. Either way, I'm proud of you on the squats.
Well,
right.
That's my goal, Mike. You said I legit got up to 1,000 squats a day. That's what I'm trying to do. So, all right, you can tout yourself all you want, but it still took time to get there, and that's what I'm trying to do. So,
oh my God. You two sound like two children yelling at each other on the playground.
All right. All right. So, all right. Let's do one more. And you want to give them a video?
Sure.
All right.
Did you explain to them what we're doing with the videos?
Yeah, I did. We're giving them the Beavis and Butthead treatment.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, that's probably a better one. Yeah.
All right.
Let's.
Your question or mine?
You know what? You do one. You do one.
Okay, Pug from We Love Wrestling Group asks, should Ryback retire from wrestling? He asked Twitter about where he should return, and 90% of the votes said retire, and he claims fraudulent votes. First of all, 90% of the votes did not say he should retire. 54% of the votes said he should retire.
All right, Rain Man, thank you.
That's not Rain Man shit. Once again, Brandon, like we discussed in pre-production, you do your research.
Well, I still think it's hilarious that, you know, not enough, so many people don't like Ryback that, you know, he goes on Twitter and is like, hey guys, I'm kind of trying to come back to wrestling. Where should I go? Ring of Honor? TNA? AEW? MLW? Retire? The majority of it's retire.
You know what? I agree. I never liked Ryback. I never got Ryback. He was Goldberg 2.0.
Yeah. I think he had a better build, but like he had no talent.
I don't think he had a better build. Like he was bigger as far as like thicker, but I don't think he was. You know, he wore the singlet. You know, covering up most of what he had going on there. He was somewhat intense, but it was still PG era style. He was a PG era style Goldberg. Whereas Goldberg came out in the black trunks, the black boots, and was just so much raw intensity. Like, that's the one thing you cannot say Goldberg doesn't have, even to this day, even though it almost killed The Undertaker, is he's got that intensity. when he hits the ring, he tries. You know, it may not last very long, but that's because he's trying really hard.
Yeah.
You know, Ryback did the same shit. He wrestled good guys, so they drug it out for, 20 minutes a match.
Yeah, I mean, Goldberg has about as much wrestling stamina as I do trying to run for a free box of donuts 100 yards away. It's just not happening.
When he paced himself, he had some decent longer matches back in the day. And he got in shape for that last one with Brock at WrestleMania. Like, they whooped that ass. They really, really did. Mm-hmm. Like, they did a good job of that match because it was 5 minutes of just fucking bash, pin.
Yeah, man. When you start WWE 2K video games with unlimited finishers, that's what they did.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was
because it didn't last too long.
Yeah, I agree. It was a lot of fun. All right, so these music videos, should we go with the cringiest first or the cringiest last? Because I don't know. Okay, so
which one do you consider the cringiest?
One of the ones that Mike Vanek sent us.
Oh, okay. I don't know about last, but certainly don't open with that. Don't open with that.
Okay. All right. So,
by the way, we got your question noted, Brian Lewis.
So we're going to take it back about 10 years. No. More like 12, 13 years. Back in the East Bay area music scene, there wasn't kind of an industrial metal band. I don't even know what to call them. They got kind of popular, but I don't know, man. This band is called Luxt, and
Wait, did you just call Luxt an East Bay band?
Yeah, man, they're from the East Bay, right?
No, Luxt is the Sacramento band.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Luxt is straight out of Sacramento, dude.
Well, you have to understand. Every time I saw Luxt, they were in Concord, so I thought they were East Bay.
At the Depot?
At the Depot, the Vets Hall, the Timeout, the Bourbon Street.
See, I saw them at Modesto Center Plaza and once at the Boardwalk. Like, I was a pretty big fan. Like, they were one of those bands you read about on Power Slave. Like Brandon said, kind of industrial groove, a little on the strange side. They had a chick singer who was a badass. Anna was crazy good. They had a keyboardist named Erie who went on to drum in a band called Blown Load and had the coolest camo set I've ever seen. With basically a big picture of a jizz stain on the kick drum.
So speaking of blown loads and jizz stains, this is taking it back, 10, 12, 13 years. This is Luxt, and this is their song, Suck It Down.
Which is about what you think it's about. Like, that's exactly what it's about.
Oh.
Anna was hot, dude.
You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again. You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again. You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again. You put your mouth round.
What?
There's like an ugly guy.
You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again. You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again. You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again. You put your mouth round, suck it down. You put your mouth round, suck it down to it again.
The cutaways, like, everybody was so obsessed with this style of video back in the day where it was just quick cuts and distorted frames. Like, we look creepy, we're in somebody's basement. Like, and not the creepy basement you think it is, like we're in our mom's basement. Over here, like, while she's up there baking a chocolate chip cookies.
They're trying to do what Cold Chamber perfected, just not as good.
They're trying to do what?
They're trying to do what Cold Chamber did, but it's not as good.
Dude, you, for whatever reason, you're cutting out so bad now. Come get your cookies! Mom, shut up! Billy's tied up and we can't have you cutting in on the video!
No, what I said is that they're trying to do the whole Cold Chamber shtick before, after Cold Chamber wasn't cool anymore.
The Loco video?
Yeah.
See, and what sucks about, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, back in the day, this was the shit. Like, this was such a good video when they came out with it. Like, we couldn't believe the quality a local band came up with. And nowadays, this is standard fare.
You know, speaking of culture, I'm pretty sure that chick is just Raina from Coal Chamber.
You think so?
Yeah, that just might be her. I mean, they just took the bass guitar off her and made her sing.
Yeah, I don't think the chick from Coal Chamber could sing. Anna could sing. Like, dude, like, what the fuck? He was backwards, now he's forwards. Like, the guitar player, or is that the bass player? I can't tell, it's dark. And then this guy just keeps being all up in my screen with his... God, look how shitty his dreads look.
I bet they stink. I bet they still stink.
See, and hers are super clean. Well, she didn't have the dreads in this one.
Well, she's just full of Aquanet right now.
There's hella dreads in this band, dude. Like, I didn't realize that everybody had either dreads or a mohawk.
So I bet they smoke hella weed too. And,
You think so?
yeah, you know, everything just smells like ganja and oil.
Patchouli?
Yeah, there you go. We're doing what Disturbed does better.
Now, is that really a bass cabinet behind him, or is that the dryer?
I'm pretty sure it's like a refrigerator box covered in Sharpie.
Right, they just put a drop cloth over it to look like a cabinet.
Yeah, something like that.
Because they sold most of their equipment to pay for this video.
And you know, back in the day, they actually had to pay for this shit.
Yeah, like I said, back in the day, this was the shit.
Oh, you got the drummer from System of a Down? That's cool. All right.
Why'd the drummer just staring at me at the end?
Well, you know, he has ulterior motives. Wait, okay, so we're looking at the comments here. And of course, Mike has seen them everywhere. I've seen a Bourbon Street and a cop hit a power pole. Oh, dude. So so quick story. Like, I was actually at Bourbon Street. I was hosting a show that night, and they had a power outage. Like, literally 5 minutes until doors were supposed to open, the power outage happened, and the lights didn't come on for about 2 hours. But thankfully, we kept at least 80% of the people that were still there. Like, people just couldn't hang. It was rough. It's like bad timing. But that was Luxed. They were around for a while, and
they were popular as fuck too.
Yeah.
Like that, that was one of those bands. Like back in the days when it wasn't uncommon to see 200-300 people show up at a show. Lux was one of those bands that brought them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they came out in like 1998, they would have been so popular.
They did come out in like 1998.
But if they came out with this video in like 1998, they would have been a lot more popular.
I would say, I think the video is like 2000.
You think so?
Something like that.
I mean, when was YouTube made? That was like, what, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right?
Yeah, but bands have videos before YouTube. A lot of these videos are pre-YouTube.
I wonder how many of the videos that we may have seen had made like farmclub.com.
I think, I don't know if Luxed was on Farm Club, but I know that they were votable to be on Farm Club.
Ah, okay.
I remember them doing a poll in the Power Slave group chat about being on Farm Club, like vote for them to be on farmclub.com.
Okay. You know, we're talking about music and old times. I mean, Scotty McRib asks, was Lars right about Napster?
Ooh, you know, I was holding this question back because I figured this one could get deep. Yeah, I hate to say it. I do believe Lars is right about Napster. When you look at somebody like a Metallica who got to make their money off merchandise, album sales, touring, and all those things that just are dead now. Like are something that just doesn't exist, and the majority of your platform is either off YouTube sponsorships, Twitch sponsorships, and when you tour, merchandise.
Yep.
You know, we all thought Lars was just being a dickhole because he was trying to stop the sharing of music because he, at the time Napster was straight up stealing, like it was free music, and by him speaking up was what gave the idea to things like Spotify, Pandora, where these artists get played hundreds of times, millions of times, and they don't make hardly but a few dollars off of it.
Yeah.
You know? And so I hate to tell you guys this because it pains me to say it, but yeah, Lars was fucking right, dude.
You know what the worst thing about Lars being right is, though, is the fact that, like, even till to this day, people still have hatred for Lars because of the Napster thing. People are just like, oh yeah, fuck Lars. And and there's a couple other little things there, but it all stemmed from the Napster thing.
Yeah.
But he's totally right. Like, you know, I hate to say this term, as local musicians, and we are local musicians because we're not signed, because we're not constantly touring, because we don't have endorsementships and signed things and stuff like that. Back in the day, we had a better chance of being noticed. And yeah, streaming is another way to get things out there, which is also great. But the way the format is for streaming is bullshit. You know, Apple Music and Spotify and that sort of shit. Like you stream one song 10,000 times, you have enough money to buy lunch.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
You know, we as artists make fractions of a cent. I couldn't tell you what we have made off Spotify. I don't know. It doesn't matter because we haven't made enough for it to matter.
Yep.
And, you know, it pains us all to say that Lars is right. I disagree. I don't think we had a better chance of getting noticed in the, you know, it was hard to, even back then, there was thousands of bands out there. My parents told me at a very young age, there are bands better than the bands we listen to, and you will never hear of them. You will never know who the fuck they are because they just won't be at the right place at the right time. They won't know the right person. They won't catch that lucky break that it takes to be successful in entertainment. Sorry, that's the way it is.
Yep.
And so that being said, I don't necessarily agree with you on that, even though I could see your point as far as there's so much out there with the advent of the internet. You know, you can listen to bands from all over the place. We, believe it or not, on this podcast have listeners before the Radio King deal in Germany, in France, in Switzerland. We've just been lucky enough to where somebody stumbles across us. That's cool. You know, but that being said, the way it was set up to be monetized for the artist as opposed to the person providing the content, the person that we give it all to, that was where we dropped the ball as entertainers. That was where we lost that because all we thought was, okay, we can expose our shit to millions of people worldwide, just like everybody else. So, yep, Lars was right. And we were all dicks for thinking he was a dick.
Well, contrary to popular belief, Lars is a dick, but he was right in this instance. Okay, so I got another question. This comes from our boy, Tim Shadybone. He asks, if we had a choice to reboot a TV show that nobody else really thinks about, what would it be? Ooh, this is a hard one.
Herman's Head.
I don't even know what that is.
Herman's Head was a show, I forget who the star was. The lead character's name was Herman. And essentially what it was all the different voices in his head played by different actors. And essentially Herman's Head was one room, like a studio style apartment, where all these four people interacted with each other and you know, controlled Herman's thoughts. Mostly it was a lot of the cast of The Simpsons. Yardley Smith, who plays Lisa, was one of the characters. Another was Hank Azaria, who you may know as Apu, and a grip of other people on The Simpsons. Like, dude played half the cast. And, you know, so, and the other one, believe it or not, before Mad TV was Will Sasso.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember who the other one was, but anyway, it was basically he had this office job, and anytime he'd encounter a problem with a girl or, you know, a conundrum as we do in day-to-day life, these voices in his head would basically get together and argue and talk to each other about how to solve the problem, and it was funny. I liked it. It was part of the Fox lineup right on after The Simpsons and In Living Color.
Um, I was rolling around some things in my brain. Like, I was thinking about things that I loved, but I was mostly thinking about cartoons. And this isn't my official answer, but one cartoon that I would love to have a remake or just a remaster of is the X-Men animated series. That show was the shit, and I love that show. I would love to see it redone the right way. But that's not my answer. My answer, I don't know if you remember a show which I believe was also a Fox show back then. It's a show called Mantis.
Yes, I remember Mantis.
Mantis was the shit, and it was like, we had superhero shows. Like we had the ridiculous Hulk show. We had the Flash, I think, Lois and Clark and Smallville. But back then we had an original superhero show, and that show was called Mantis, and that show was badass for like the 2 seasons it was on. Vanek says the shits. And I think he means the bad shits. Well, I know.
Wait, which one?
I know the X-Men
What did he
animated
say was the shits?
Mantis.
Mantis sucked, dude. Like, I'm not with you on that one. I didn't like it. I tried.
I don't care if you like
really
it.
did.
I want it remade.
See, like I said, Herman's Head was the one I thought of. If we're going cartoons, I'd love to see The Critic.
Oh yeah, but are we still gonna have what's his name do the voice?
John Lovitz? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I like The Critic. I don't think it got its fair play.
No, I
really don't.
I agree. The Critic was hilarious.
The Critic was the precursor to Family Guy. It was something like The Simpsons that just took it a little bit further and a little more adult. And I loved the shit out of it. I really did. There's a lot of Fox shows I'd call back on the carpet. Ned and Stacy. Yeah, by the way, Brian's totally right that X-Men the Animated Series is available on Disney Plus. I did watch some of it.
Yeah, I know. I watch it over and over. I love it. But
so is Batman.
But man, I am floored. Mike Vanek says the drizzling shits, and he was talking about X-Men. How can you hate X-Men the Animated Series? Like, it's an awesome show, but I would love to see it just remade and remastered and, 2 or 3 more seasons.
The only thing I could see is, man, it got complex. When they got into the whole Dark Phoenix lore and whatnot was when it got hard to follow for a kid.
No, absolutely. And it was one of those, for its time, like the issues that they contended with in the storylines were really deep issues. They pulled off some things that they were able to show kids and have kids relate to it without being over complex. But the problem was, they convoluted it. They put way too much in the box.
See, I don't think it was convoluted. I just think it was too deep for us at the time. Now, that's one of those moments like when you watch kid shows today and they throw adult humor in there and you chuckle and your kid's laughing because you're laughing. Mm-hmm. And they don't understand it. And you think back to the cartoons of our day and they did the same shit.
Yeah.
There's always a bone in there for the adults that watch the show. And let's also not forget, X-Men was around before our lifetime.
1965.
Yeah. So you think about that, X-Men to our parents had the potential to be what a lot of cartoons and throwbacks are to us nowadays. Mm-hmm. When we get all excited about the nostalgia of something being rebooted or remastered or brought back to life, that's from our childhood and we get to pass it to our kids. Don't think that's a new concept, not at all.
No.
And so I think that's what happened there with X-Men is when they tried to get deep, that was for the adults that were hanging out with their kids on Saturday mornings, because not all of us are latchkey kids like you and me.
I mean, okay. So kind of moving on from that.
Ask a Jordan question.
No, you ask a Jordan question.
Now I gotta find the list. I hate you, Brandon.
Check it twice.
I'm gonna find out who's naughty or nice. By the way, I do think we have been challenged by Mike Vanek to debate any topic on his new show, the Mike Vanek Sucks video blog, which I seems to air at random. Like him and Chris Hex did a show last night. He's doing a show with our boy Koi Icano, who hooked us up with Radio Gun. So, check out the Mike Vanek Sucks blog. That's Mike Vanek Sucks, SUX.
Yeah, that's right. So as you're kind of looking on your screen right here,
I got it.
get it. All right, so Mike Vanek. Oh, are you reading it?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So, if you want to be featured on his blog, you have something to talk about, you have something to do, you want to be featured, Mike Vanek will feature you, or you could be on his show. Text metal to 865-824-6427, or visit him at www.facebook.com/Mike Vanek Sucks, SUX. So he has a blog. It is Mike Vanek Sucks, normal spelling, .blogspot.com. So go show that boy love. He's trying. He's giving everybody else love. So go give him some love right back.
And he is an official sponsor of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. And we may have picked our topic for debate. We're not sure. We're going to roll that around in post-production and see if that's what we're going to shake hands on. But if so, Mike Vanek, we're going to fucking destroy you. Make you cry publicly in front of everybody.
You know what? I feel like I'm being a little unfair here. So the way we do our production here, only I'm able to hear the sound. So I'm going to go ahead, and I might mess things up, but I'm going to share my screen with you so you can actually hear the video. Do you want that?
Sure. Did you want me to go ahead and ask one of these Jordan questions real quick?
Sure. Why I'm setting that up? Go ahead.
What inspired both you and Brandon to play the drums?
Well, I'll let you take that first one.
For me, it was born out of two different things. Number one, I just always loved the drums. Anybody who is like me, who loves music and is totally tone deaf when it comes to the case of guitars or bass tones, like that's the toughest part for me. So drums kind of provide instant gratification. You just get it to a point where it sounds kind of good, and then you can hit it and it makes a good noise. So I tried from the time I was 13 on and off till I was 20, just trying to put boom tap together. Couldn't do it. And one day I had just lost my job. I got my severance pay and I had nothing better to do. So I went down to Los Banos and grabbed a couple friends and borrowed a buddy's drum set. And we went over to another friend's house, set up. And while he went to go grab some more equipment, I sat down and bumblefucked my way into writing a song. And at the tender age of 21, I picked up the drums and I had to put in a lot of hard work, man. There are still a lot of natural movements that all you long-term drummers like Roger Gajardo, Ruel, Ryan Stevens, my boy Dusty Moore, that when you start drumming as a kid, you have these natural movements that come with your wrists and hands. I don't have those. So I have to kind of fuck my way into many different techniques. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And plus, I noticed a lack of drummers. You can never find a fucking drummer when you need one.
And that's kind of how I started playing drums. Like, throughout like high school and after that, I kind of like messed around with it. It was never anything like crazy or anything like that. But it was more along the lines of just like, all right, I have a drum set. I'll hit it every once in a while. Maybe play like an easy Incubus song or something. But like, it was never my main instrument. I always played guitar. Kind of badly, I played guitar about as good as I do when I was in high school, but I think I get a little bit creative now. But drums for me was a thing out of necessity, and it's always been like that. So back in 2009, we formed Giving the Devil His Due, and Giving the Devil His Due started out as just a two-man kind of RU-36 type band where we had a drum machine and Joe played bass and I played guitar and sang. And we went like that for about a year and a half. And then I realized that every time we played a live show, it was too hard to deal with. Like the drum machine never cut through the mix very well. We can never really hear it. Like it was it was just hard to follow. So instead of trying to find a drummer, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just play drums.
I'll just be the drummer.
I'll just be the drummer. It's like I programmed the shitty beats that I programmed in Reason, and I'll just go ahead and play to those beats. And that's how I learned to really play drums, was just playing what I programmed. And I'm the same way as you. I don't have those natural hand movements. Like, I can blast pretty well with my right hand. I'm still learning on my left hand. Yeah, man, I like to call myself a pocket drummer. I play in the pocket. I stay in the pocket. I know where my home is, and I'm going to roll with that till I get better.
See, I try the opposite. My goal is to push myself to the edge of my limits every time. Every song I write, it is to push myself to the point to where I'm uncomfortable playing it when I write it.
Yeah, so it's the same thing with Suburban Paranoia. I was never always the drummer of Suburban Paranoia. I've only been the drummer for about 2.5 years or so now. So, like, I've kind of come into my own with that, but I've never always been just a drummer. So it's always been out of necessity. Once Scotty left playing, once Peter left and then Scotty left, it was like, well, I'm tired of people leaving. I'm tired of people retraining to play drums. You know, we can do this forever. I don't want to do this forever. I want to progress and go now. So that's why I started playing drums.
It works, you know.
And it's fun.
Like I said, necessity helps.
And it's fun.
All right. I won't lie, I'm hating this screen share thing, but let's see how it works for some videos and shit.
All right, so you mentioned Roger. So why don't you tell them a little bit about this makeshift gray band?
Ah, yes. Those of you who grew up in the 2009 may have remembered a golden voice motherfucker by the name of Guy Johnson. Guy Johnson was an incredible singer, man. Dude was and the quintessential nu metal. He had a great knack for melody, and he could also really get aggressive when needs be. Now, just like almost every local band that's worth their salt, you have a hit. Like, you have a song that is kind of your signature. For Nothing But Losers, it's a debate between Suicides for Pussies and Stab, Stab, Stab. You know, or, you know, just depending on who you're talking to. For Built, it was Asphalt. For Etched in Stone, I don't care what you say, Brian Lewis, it was Silent Still. All right, Silent Still and E Pluribus Unum. One or the other, I'll argue with you about it in the DMs later. You know, for Erosion, it was You Make It Hard. And Makeshift Gray had this song called Silver Tongue. And after a time and some lineup changes, they decided to tune down to drop B, and they could no longer play this song. So it was a real motherfucker. You know, we all got mad about it because they passed out demos that had it on it. So, fortunately, somebody took their VHS taped pieced together video with good sound, by the way, and showed it. Oh, it is paragraph 2? My bad. I thought it was E Pluribus Unum. Shit.
Easy for you
or
to
was
say.
that's the intro track, huh? Oops. But either way, you know what I meant, yeah. So anyway, the song we're going to play for you now is Makeshift Gray, Silver Tongue, which you may see a feature from friend of the show, usual attendee, I don't know where the fuck he is tonight, one of your favorite drummers and mine, Roger Gajardo, who's been in every band in the Central Valley, at least twice.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when you play drums, right?
Well, he's played every instrument. Like, there he is, right there. Dude, seriously, this was filmed on somebody's camcorder. I'm so surprised there's not like a happy birthday in the corner.
We got all the grays and sepias. It's very sad.
And it's all choppy. Like, intentionally choppy.
Kind of reminds me of Stained. Very sad. Oh yeah! Get low! Get low!
See, the thing is, this cat could do the whole range live. And I mean, tell me this is not a new metal hit straight up.
I mean, I kind of like how he's kind of doing COVID before the COVID thing, because like in that past video shot there, it's like he was like 90 feet away from the band. He was like, "Get away from me! I'm singing."
Right, he's socially distancing.
Yeah, he's doing it before it was cool.
I never noticed before the guitar.
Was that the boardwalk? That might be the boardwalk.
See, notice most of these venues, there's no stage.
Oh, that's a Vets Hall for sure.
Like I said, tell me this is not the quintessential new metal voice and hit, like that whiny, and then that mid-range. Hell yeah, they got played on the radio. They used to do a cover of Journey's Separate Ways. That was what I was really looking for when I found this.
Okay. Actually, these guys aren't bad.
They were damn good, dude. They also, do you remember the band Grade 8? They had that song Brick by Brick.
Yeah.
They had their drummer, not Roger, but the guy they had when they came back and dropped B, was in Grade 8. He went on to Grade 8 like right after, and it seemed like they were destined for big things, and then, you know, we never heard from them again.
So they have this sound that is very reminiscent of their time, where they sounded like 99% of every other band out there.
Yeah. But I like how the bass player's a big fat guy wearing a polo shirt.
That was also very common. I can't tell you how many new metal or alternative metal bands there were with like a big fat guy playing bass with a polo.
And and you're right, it was always the bass player.
Always the bass player.
Like, it was like, are you heavy set?
I'm pretty sure.
Do you like the polo shirt?
I'm pretty sure this is where Roy Stanley got his start.
Yeah, but when have you ever seen Roy in a fucking polo shirt?
I mean, I think the denim vest might double as a polo.
That does not count as a polo, dude. Don't try and fucking squeeze Roy into your box.
It has a collar, Dave. It has a collar.
That doesn't make it a polo, Brandon.
I thought any t-shirt or vest or anything with a collar is a polo.
No, dude, what the fuck? That's like saying a long sleeve is a polo, or you can't have just a short sleeve button down. He's not wearing a polo there, though. Notice the bass drum doesn't even have a fucking kick drum on it, and that was a different drummer. That wasn't Roger.
I think he's wearing the same hat in every single shot.
Oh yeah, dude, that was his signature.
All right. So that was Makeshift Gray. Let me take this screen sharing off. Oh.
They said you better meet him. And he got skills. I didn't feel it.
Oh, 2001. That is very reminiscent of the time.
My Soul Bender Studio. Dude, that was 20 fucking years ago. Wow.
Apparently, we both kick ass. Thank you, Rivi. You kick ass too.
No, we suck, dude. But thank you. We appreciate you being here.
All right. So, like, old videos are so fun. It was really hard, like, just unless you had knowledge of what you're looking for, it was really hard to come across something that we can find for this show. Like, unless you were like, oh yeah, I should look for this band, it was really hard to just put in like old music videos, because all you got was like real like old videos that have like 9 billion views on them that will just flag us big time. So
yeah, that we would be doing this from some other platform next week, because we'd be fucked. Our Facebook would be shut down.
Shut down. All right, so you want to talk a little wrestling?
What you got?
All right, so this is actually a question from me. I cheated a little bit, but I wanted to know what your answer was.
Yeah, I noticed that. What kind of punk ass shit is that? This is list questions, Brandon. You ain't listening.
Well, I have to listen to your ass all the time, so I figured I'd get an answer out of you.
No. And you get to listen to me all the time. It is a fucking privilege, pleasure, and an honor.
All right, Senior King Shit. You are given $25 million to create your own pro wrestling federation. who do you draft? 4 big stars, 2 tag teams, and 2 women to build your brand.
4 big stars, 2 tag teams, 2 women.
Correct.
Um,
And let me say that it has to be active wrestlers today.
okay, just to make life easier. All right. So, starting with the women, I'm going after Dr. Britt Baker.
Ooh.
Dude, she's a fucking star. She's a fucking star. She's one of the best things in AEW right now. She's not afraid to get brutal. She's pretty. She's got a great bitchy gimmick. Like, she's just so fucking good. Like, there's a reason why she is somewhat the base of the women's division over there. And I know there are other better wrestlers, but she just got everything. Everything that you need.
It took a little while. It took a little while, but she's there now.
Yeah. Well, and she was never shitty. She just had some work to do. You know, and she's doing that work, and it's coming through. Like, I saw her in a 4-way with Chelsea Green, and I forget who else at All In, and the match was great.
Yeah.
You know. And on the other flip side of things, I would probably grab Charlotte. Just because, A, star power, and B, ability. Like, say what you will. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have Rhea Ripley. But if we're talking about who I'm trying to gain star power with, who I'm trying to get attention with, the name alone plus the wrestling ability.
Okay.
Like, you know, tag teams. Ooh. I would probably draft the Bucks just because they can wrestle anybody. You know what I mean? There's nobody they can't find a way to look good against in any shape, form, or fashion. They're just so good.
Correct.
And even though they're not known outside of their realm, I would probably grab the Gorillas of Destiny, because if you're handing me 25 mil and I'm presuming a TV deal, I'm going to try and take the 2 best that I know can work together and throw them right back at each other. Because if it's a new product, to other people, it's new. So, the Bucks and GOD.
Okay. I like that. You know, I like the way you're going with that. Yeah, keep going. You got 4 more. 4 big stars.
Oh, man, that's where, like, it just goes flying through my head. Because it's, you know, the possibilities become endless. Clearly Kenny Omega.
Absolutely.
Like,
hands down.
And that part of that's just my fanhood coming through, but the work he's doing right now, if he were on a WWE platform, I like how both major wrestling organizations in the US are heel based right now. You got Roman Reigns on one side and you got Kenny Omega on the other. And it's total heel base. And I would grab Roman Reigns because his heel work has been so good that I could use both those nasty bastards.
It's 2.
Kazuchika Okada.
Aha! Best of the best.
And that's pretty much what it boils down to. Dude can have a great match with everybody. I'd throw him and Roman right at each other.
Like, I want to see Roman work.
It's like, exactly. 2 big dudes that both can work. The ultimate Japanese babyface, the ultimate American heel.
Ooh.
And just let them have the fuck at each other.
Yeah.
And number 4 is going to be total personal bias. Like, I got the money, I'm gonna spend it. Tetsuya Naito.
I love the mix, man. Little WWE, little AEW, little New Japan. Like, just good picks, man. Mike Vanek picks Jericho, MJF, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles. He also picks FTR and the Elite, and then Britt and Asuka. I like that. I think I'm going to go with Nick Gage, Joey Ryan. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's okay. I don't have to answer that one because I asked you.
No. What you got?
Oh shit.
Like,
which is funny because I actually did not come up with an answer for my own question. Okay, I'll take a stab here. Am I allowed? Here, I'll let you make some rules. Am I allowed to use duplicates, or does it have to be original outside of what you made?
wait, say that again. Connection lag.
Am I allowed? So, okay, I'm going to give you a rule. Am I allowed to use duplicates based off of some things you said or not?
Yeah.
Okay. 1000%. Kenny Omega. I'm bringing him in. The dude is a star. Dude's always been a star. Even back in the TNA days. Shit. I still love me some Marty Skrull.
I just haven't seen him do anything in so long
Wait,
that I mean, he was my favorite wrestler a couple of years ago, but I just haven't seen him do anything in so long. I don't know if he's still got it.
I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens.
Okay.
We need an everyman in there. We need an everyman to fight, fight upwards. I'm also gonna go with Daniel Bryan because I just want to see them fight all day long.
I would love to see Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega.
Oh hell yeah. Tag teams. Oh god, this is a hard one. Because there's so many tag teams. One tag team I enjoy more than I really should is the Dark Order. Stu and Evil Uno.
Stu and Evil Uno, not John Silver and Stu?
John Silver's a better character, for sure.
John Silver's dope, dude. Like, I wasn't into the guy until about right before Brody Lee died. I started really seeing his work, and I was impressed all the way around. Little dude was badass.
Yeah, dude, he's a little bulldog. And yeah, I have to go with the Bucks, man. I cannot not pick the Bucks. Period.
They're an easy universal answer.
Yeah. Women. I got a bite from Vanek, Asuka, 1000% all day long. Oh, and a second one. Abaddon.
Abaddon?
Yeah. I love me some creepy girls, and she is good in the ring. She's scary. She looks legit. I would love to build something around a horror based.
So you'd go the two creepy chicks, the kabuki and the American style horror?
Absolutely.
Okay, I get it.
Now you have the more marketable brand. I know this right off the bat, but it's just what I'd like to see.
See, I was thinking of it both in both lights. What I'd like to see and the businessman side of me. I mean, dude, how good do you think Tetsuya Naito and Roman Reigns would be?
Oh man, if you gave Roman a chance to, actually work a match where he's not just spamming finishers. I mean, Roman could work.
Dude, his match with Edge and Daniel Bryan was awesome, and it wasn't just the other two. Roman picked, dude. Him and KO at the Rumble was so good.
So good.
Like honestly, dude, Roman's always been a decent wrestler. Like I said, outside of him and Baron Corbin, like name me a bad Roman feud. Like, dude can wrestle. He's just annoying. And by the way, very importantly, Lenny. Thanks for the help earlier, Lenny. By the way, come by about 10 o'clock tomorrow. I need your help again.
Yes.
Got to do some old man shit.
So let's jump out of wrestling real quick. Let's get to Scotty McRib again. He's got a question about Kirby. Are you familiar with Kirby?
No.
Okay, so basically Kirby from Nintendo, the character.
Oh, Kirby.
Yeah.
I thought you said Kirbing. I was like, what the fuck is that?
No, Kirby. Kirby from Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Kirby.
All right, so Scotty McRib asks, Kirby just swallowed you. What powers did he get?
Scotty McRib. First of all, I'm going to make Brandon answer this first since he keeps making me answer questions first. Secondly, how dare you use a current meme and jack that for listener questions? I award you no points. give you no correct answers, and may God have mercy on your soul. Brandon, answer the question.
I'm gonna give Kirby the power of sarcasm. He's gonna be very perplexing and vexing to people.
You really think you're very perplexing and vexing to people?
I can be. Yeah, he did put it in today. Thank you, Scotty.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Like, all right. The ability to talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what he's getting from me.
Chris, yeah, you could definitely answer. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Absolutely, man. That's right up your alley, my friend.
Well, I mean, that's my my two biggest assets are I show up and I can talk to anybody. Like, give me a second, I'll work with anyone. Like, just give me 5 minutes, feel them out, and I'll figure out how to get it done, and we'll work together.
Scotty would give Kirby a blood alcohol level of 0.28.
Oh, Scotty, man, we got to have you on the show again. Like, I was pitching to Brandon more show, like game show and show style ideas, and you know what, dude? Even though you were on the last one, I will have you on any special feature show we do.
Actually,
ever.
I just want Scotty and Papo Esco to be on the same show together.
We'll see if the King Fat Boy will do it again. He told me anytime. I mean, that's our boy. Like, you know, so I'd love it because they got on.
Jordan would give Kirby her artistic skills. Wonderful. Yeah, Kirby's a trip. Man, okay, here's a question for you. So, if Kirby swallowed your wife, what kind of powers would would he get from Jen?
Hyper intelligence and critical anxiety.
Oh, a double-edged sword, I see.
Yes, being too smart for their own good and overthinking anything. That being said, give my wife 2 minutes and she can figure anything out. She is, hands down, my wife is the smartest person all of you know.
Well, I need to come by. She needs to teach me math.
She's better at math than you'd think. I don't know what her skill set really is in the technical side of it, but I'm just saying, as far as the ability to figure anything out, my wife is truly the most intelligent person you've ever met. It's ridiculous. Like, I had to get together with somebody that I knew would outsmart me every day.
Yeah.
So that's why I married Jen. One of the many, many reasons I married Jen, because she outsmarts me every day and makes me work for it.
Speaking of working for it, are you ready to work for this next video?
Oh, are you ready to work for this next video?
Yeah, I think so.
Work, turn to the left. Work, turn to the right.
So we're about to get a little cringy here. This is a Mike Vanek picked grade A approval video he has picked for tonight. This is Mark Gromley. Sing me your song.
Are you going to share your screen again with me on this one?
Oh yeah, I probably should do that. So let's do this.
Just so I'm not watching this guy silently.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So Brandon said this is cringy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull it up and then I gotta cue it up because it's got some talking at the beginning of it, which we don't really need to see. So let's get this.
Wait, is it critical to the story?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying, if it's important. What the fuck?
Okay, talking. Where is it?
Wait, wait, hold on. I was interested.
Nah, we don't want to go through all that. All right, so let's back this up a little bit.
They got Anton LaVey from Beyond the Grave.
All right, so quite literally, we are on the moon. He's doing what we do right now. He's green screening it.
Wow.
This is so...
Like, that's pretty creative, though. I gotta give it up to him.
What are they playing? What is this? This is...
Is this moon landing footage?
Yeah. But they're like playing some sort of shuffle ball. She looks totally...
She's not on the moon. There's no grass on the
She
moon.
doesn't look happy to be there either. She's there against her will.
Continuity error.
Product placement, Cheetos.
I wonder if they got sued for that. I wonder if we're gonna get sued for that.
What? Bounce.
Is he hoeing the moon?
Oh, he's making the moon his bitch right now.
Got a riding crop.
Somebody...
Okay, I get it. They're watching videos of her playing guitar from the moon.
Somebody releases... Oh my god, they just duplicated the footage. It's the same footage from before.
Well, yeah, he's going back and watching the same thing over and over because he's on the moon.
Wait, there's a story to this?
That's what I'm guessing, dude. Keep up, fuck. Oh, leave the moon. Leave the moon. That's a fucking bottle rocket. That's a screensaver from like 2003.
I don't know what's worse. Cheetos. That's making me kind of hungry.
How
actually.
is he supposedly standing in open space with no suit?
Actually, I would rock this screensaver. You just make the Cheetos kind of bounce up and down, back and forth. Bring the Cheetos back. He looks real lonely.
You look like my old boss, Steve. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Wait, is that a different guy? Is that the same guy?
I think it's the same guy, but he got a haircut.
Gained a couple pounds? Like, did he shoot this over the course of... Did all the screen effects cost him a lot of money?
I think so.
He could have just called you. You'd have done it for cheaper. This chick looks so mad to be on camera.
It's like if I put Heather on camera, she would just be so mad.
Now, do you think he misses the girl or the guitar more?
I think he misses the Cheetos. Where did he get his pants? The Goodwill?
Wait, Mike Mannix is the guy who makes these, wants to make this video. Let him! Oh my god, Mike Mannix, let him. If you do a video like this, I will fucking shit myself.
I'm crying.
A single light will pierce the sky tonight, leading only you.
This sounds like some 60s hippie shit. My mother-in-law would probably like this.
John Denver is proud as we speak.
James Taylor.
Oh yeah, definitely James Taylor. She's like, why am I here right now? Can I go home to my family?
Dude, is this just some random chick he was filming that was playing her guitar and eating Cheetos on the beach?
I think he paid her $5 to just eat Cheetos.
I don't think he paid her. Like, I think he burned her and that's why she's looking at him like that.
Well, I feel like he has a gun to her.
No, she's definitely there willingly, just not happily.
You know, kind of like when you're in a marriage for 50 years and all you do is insult each other.
Dude, all you and Heather do is insult. Well, she insults you all the time.
I deserve it. There's a difference. She didn't deserve this.
Oh God, you do.
She didn't deserve
You
this.
don't think this chick deserves this?
Product placement. Cheetos. Cheetos.
Scotty McReb says, looks like this is made by the same guy who made Rapid for Jesus. Also, the song is AKA Jesus Christ is my nigga, which is hilarious watching these two old folks say that the way they say it. Like, it's hard to watch. Vanek says she's in a few of these. Brian Lewis says dude sounds like Matt and Trey Parker singing the Ballad of Lemmy Winks. Brian Lewis says he thinks this chick's in pieces in his face now.
All right, so let me unshare that screen here. Stop sharing. Okay.
What the fuck did we just watch?
This is very 2001 Modesto. I think this is very 1988 Love Connection.
What the fuck did you just subject me to?
Thank you, Mike Vanek, for...
Like, Mike Vanek, I'm gonna smack you in the face the next time I see you just for that.
Right, loose.
Like, just for that. Fuck everything else you do. Fuck all the mean things you say when you call me. Like, for making us choose that. You sent us like 6 of this guy's videos, and that was the best one.
Yeah. Brian Lewis says she's in pieces in a freezer right now for sure. Oh God.
Now here's my question: do you think that's because he's a serial killer, or just so he could get out of paying her, and like it just things went horribly wrong?
Yeah, he probably pulled a Grand Theft Auto on her.
Wow.
We need a moment. We need to breathe, because that was a rough one.
That was different. Like,
okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hit me with a question, man. Please.
Francisco Chaidez asks, as a man, how do you boost your self-esteem when it comes to life, dating, etc.? Well, Francisco, my first answer is don't do videos like that. Because a bunch of assholes like me and Brandon are going to track them down on the internet thanks to our research department and Mike Vanek, and we're going to rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're the kind of man that doesn't give a flying fuck and you're like, I made that video and I make more money than you guys and I just do this because I want to, and you're way better than me, and way better off than I am in life, you know what, dude? That's how you build confidence. You do dumb shit and you don't give a fuck. Like... basically, man, like in the old Ric Flair Being the Man, he literally says you get out of bed and the first thing you think is, I'm the man.
Mm-hmm.
And you get up and you get ready and you groom yourself properly to the point you're happy with it. And then you go out to your car, which needs to be clean and free of trash, and you drive to work or wherever it is you go first in the day, just reminding yourself constantly that you're the man. And honestly, man, it works. Like, speak positively to yourself is the main thing I can give advice for all my young kings and princes out there. Like, speak kindly to yourself. Do things that make you feel good. Mm-hmm. And remember that you are the man.
Absolutely. And though I can't top that advice, one thing I would say that would coincide with what Lunchbox said is replace negative behaviors. And what I mean by that is every time you're having a day where you're just thinking negatively, either about yourself, about a situation, find the silver lining, find the positive, find how it benefits you and work from there. Because the minute you start to think negatively, your mood and your self of mind is going to go down. But regardless of any situation, you can keep it here. You can build it up. The point is never to get below to the point where you're critical in your mental prowess. So replace...
There's no back steps.
There's no back steps ever. And Mike's right. Never stop motivating. And you have to learn how to self-motivate. You know, you can't, unfortunately, as human beings, we have the necessity to want to go and get motivation from other people. You have to learn how to self-motivate yourself.
Yes.
Because if you put all of your weight on other people, eventually you're going to break them and you're going to lose that cycle that you're so used to. So you need to learn how to do it for yourself. And as you kind of said, man up and keep it positive.
And to Brandon's point, like leaning on others, man, everybody has their own thing going on, and everybody has all these weights they have to carry. You know, they don't need to carry yours. It is important to have people you can lean on. It is important to reach out to people for help, advice, and remember that your connections are critical. But in the end, I did a series on this. It's about you. It starts with you. You know, and nobody's going to do it for you. You might catch lucky breaks. You might catch some wonderful help. I have. But in the end, you have to do it for yourself. Nobody else. Like your spouse, your kids, none of them have to be your motivating factors. It has to be you first.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it for yourself first. And then everything else comes in line. Because if you're doing it for yourself, one of your focuses is everybody connected to you.
Yeah, correct. Fuck, this fell. Oh, what the hell?
Brandon, we are not. It's cursed.
Here.
It's cursed. We're gonna have to watch it again.
What's up, dude? we got a case of.
I did.
We have stumbled onto a cursed video.
Yeah, my keyboard fell out and triggered some events.
We're having real technical in-house issues tonight. Brandon knocked his keyboard over. My kid hung up on y'all earlier. Like, we're just having a field day.
Okay. So this next question comes from a buddy of mine who tunes in every once in a while. He's a silent viewer, but he watches us every once in a while. His name is Pablo Sandoval, and no, he is not the Giants player. He is his own Pablo Sandoval, and he asks, now that the Mortal Kombat movie has come out to such positive response, when will they make a Street Fighter movie? And would it be better if it was rated R or PG? Also, what other video fighting games would you want to be made into movies, or at least good movies? Tekken, Soul Calibur, maybe even Smash Brothers? Good question, Mr. Pablo Sandoval.
That was 2.
Yeah, it was 2, 3. I don't know. There's a bunch of questions in there, but good question. Mortal Kombat was the shit, and I loved it. Should they do a Street Fighter movie?
No. No. Honestly, I hate to break it to you. If you grew up in the same era Brandon and I did, which most of you listening did, then you know that there were 2 fighting games. There was Street Fighter, and there was Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat leaned on kind of an archaic story and violence.
Yep.
Street Fighter was more an anime, where it leaned more on a story and cartoon style violence.
I don't know.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
And the way they went opposite directions. Mortal Kombat went on to expand their own universe and go into all the legends that involve Mortal Kombat in every single game and just get deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole every chance you got. Street Fighter decided to just fight around the world and do the Russell Crowe and shit. So, like, there's Street Fighter versus X-Men, Street Fighter versus DC, Street Fighter versus fucking your mom and them. Like, Street Fighter just went fighting around the world.
Yeah.
And the games got so shitty to me because, like, used to, when you wanted to throw a special move, like, you had to, like, do one quick complicated maneuver with your joystick or your keypad or whatever, and hit a button or two, and, like, bam, then you launched into your crazy shit. Street Fighter versus the world over here, you hit 1, 2, 3 buttons, and all of a sudden you do a 96 hit combo that ends the fucking round. Like, I hated it.
Yeah. I love.
So I don't care.
I love Street Fighter. I love Mortal Kombat. Do I think they could make another movie? Yeah, I think they could make another movie. I don't think it would be good, no matter how they made it. I think they kind.
Brian Lewis says they should have Van Damme be Guile again.
I'm going to kick that sons of a bitch's Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is going to feel it. Now, who wants to go home, and who wants to go with me?
That was actually really fucking good, dude. You took me off guard on that one. Like,
got-
I'm not going home. I'm gonna get in my boat and then do everything Brandon just said.
Yeah, or you got fucking Zangief in there. Quick, change the channel.
The enemies of peace and freedom are at our doors. DJ, we are the enemies of peace and freedom, you fool. How do you know? Because Bison paid me a freaking fortune. You got paid? Like, no, it was so bad, and it's so much fun, man.
I don't think they can top it, man. Like, I think it's one of those things that Street Fighter in a cinematic, non-animated form should not see the light of day. And I love Street Fighter. I truly do. But it wouldn't make sense. Now, to kind of branch off to that a little bit, if they made a secular story out of Street Fighter, that might work.
What do you mean a secular
So
story?
if they just focused on, say, Ryu and Ken, if they just focused on Guile, if they just, focus on one character, kind of origin type stories, that would be fine. But bringing all of these people together doesn't work. For some reason, it works with Mortal Kombat, but it does not work with Street Fighter.
See, and that was the thing, though, is like, with the new Mortal Kombat, the story was Cole Young. In the original, it was Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Which was more accurate to the game. In Street Fighter, the fact that they put that it was a global conflict type thing with Guile being the star and Ken and Ryu just being these two like backstory thugs. It was really kind of a betrayal of Street Fighter. Like, it was really shocking. I'm with you. Like, the Ken and Ryu story is important. The Blanca story itself is important.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to focus on Guile and Bison, it was just weird.
And just the fact that, the all-American Guile is not American. So,
It's Canadian, yeah.
Okay, do I want to see another fighting video game as a cinematic movie? Like I said, there has been a few out there. There is a Tekken movie out there. It's not great.
No, it sucks.
I don't know if there's a Soul Calibur. I don't think there's a Soul Calibur one. If it is, it's a Japanese movie, and I haven't seen it. He also mentioned Smash Brothers. In cinematic, no, but in anime,
Cartoon, though?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like a long form animated Smash Brothers movie would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, fighting games. You know what the hell? Give me a Clay Fighters cinematic fighting game.
A Clay Fighters fighting game.
I mean, a cinematic movie, because that would be weird, and it would be like Nightmare Before Christmas, and it would just be all sorts of like gross and crazy, and I don't know.
Hey, Brian Lewis brings up a good point, man. Soul Calibur movie, titties everywhere.
No, my friend, that would be Dead or Alive.
I don't know. Soul Calibur had a lot of titties.
Okay, so take the titties in Soul Calibur and then amplify that by about 200%, and you have Dead or Alive. Trust me. Look it up.
All right.
Look it up after this podcast. You will be like, what? It's pretty crazy, dude. But what would you like to see? Would you like to see any movies made?
No, I'm with you. Like, keep it in the cartoon realm. Mortal Kombat makes sense. Mortal Kombat makes total sense because it was always already kind of more cinematic. All these others, they're animated games. Keep them that way. like Valdo would be cool in Soul Calibur. Cervantes they botched Cervantes and you know it.
Oh yeah.
Like Rock would look so shitty. like and then all the other crazy I forget the drunk master's name, but like none of them would just be on point. If they did, it'd have to be like a cheap kung fu style movie, which would make it suck.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be fun.
All right, so let's get to our very last music video, and then we'll answer a few more questions. We got some Francisco questions, we got some Jordan questions, and then we can get questions from you guys, and then we can wrap it up. So let's check this. So this last video is from a band that's actually pretty badass. I think they're out there in a different form now, but they're not called this anymore. I think it's like Let There Be Wolves or something Wolves. I forget what they're called, so I apologize. But back in the day, there was a band called Omissa, and I can't believe this video is 10 plus years old. Yeah, this is Omissa. Let me cue this. Oh, before I do that, let me share my screen so you can see and hear it.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of went from bagging on these videos for the most part, except for that last one. That one was easy to bag on.
Okay, here we go.
It was terrible. I will make sure you see it.
It was really bad.
My wife is off to the side here.
All right, so we're going into the trend of playing out in the woods. You kind of see that a lot with older music videos.
Dude, I just couldn't haul my drums out in the wood, and they look all clean, and I'm like, I wonder if they're actually in the woods or if they're just in like a quick national park, like just off the trail.
We just pulled the truck up and unloaded.
That's what I do. Fuck that, carrying drums up and down hills.
That's why we made our music video at my house.
Right, you did the out in the street thing.
Yeah, we kept it simple. Dude, I'm stoked to see LeJohn from Seven Dust. I mean, oh wait, that's not Seven Dust. Actually, no, this dude's a badass. I got our friend Ron playing bass for this band. Ron's also a badass. Ron and Rudy. So it looks like he's running out of a Trader Joe's. He just grabbed some health food.
No, that's a general store. Like, he just grabbed some hardtack, some pone tack, some tack pone, some fat back, some back fat.
What's a tack pone?
I don't know.
These guys are going hard.
Dude,
with the breakdown.
he's not even making an impact with it. Okay, no, he's hitting his hi-hat. His cymbals are so tight, they're hardly moving.
Like, dude, we can't hear you, bro. Turn your cymbals down.
So is this guy gonna show up at band practice in the woods? Is that the story here?
Yeah, you know, the mom kicked him out. Like, you know, it's COVID time. You can't practice at home, so they had to go practice in the middle of the woods like any other metal band would. All right, so
Mike Dax had a good time. He just texted me and said, we're a laugh factory tonight.
Oh, good.
Dude, like, look how clean all their instruments are for being out in the woods.
Oh, okay, so the kid has money. I guess he took money from somewhere. I'm trying to...
Did he rob the organic store he went into?
Yeah, and the guy was just too fat to chase after him, so he just watched him walk away.
Right, he waited until Craig was on shift. Craig's the old guy who runs the 5 and Dime. Oh shit! That kid just got shot in the head.
Where'd that come
What the
from?
fuck happened?
Did the band just kill him? Oh, no, that's like... Oh, the guy got his money.
No, it's Craig from the store.
Oh, the fat guy played it smart. He was just like, I'm not chasing you, but I'll follow you. Get my money back. That's what you get for being emo in the woods.
Well, that was a plot twist I did not see coming.
I didn't see that either.
Whoa. Holy shit.
All right, so that was Omissa. Mike says this is very Better Left Unsaid. I believe this is Better Left Unsaid before Better Left Unsaid.
I think they were post Better Left Unsaid. And Brian Lewis just said if we do this again, he just gave us permission to pick apart Edson Stone's 2010 release, The End Result.
Sounds good to me.
Noted.
What do you?
Noted, Brian Lewis. You just told us to make fun of your music video. I'm with it.
What? What are you talking about, Rivy? You said this like twice already. Stop it. Sorry, it skipped me. What did it skip? Are you glitching right now? Are you in a glitch? Yell to us if you are in a glitch. Yell from your room right now.
He might also be saying, because we didn't comment on who his wrestlers. Sorry, dude. It's hard to keep up with the chat when you're slow. Like, you gotta be faster. Quick on the draw, like Mike Vanek. Be hovering over that keyboard, dude.
Y'all could have a field day with Hypergiant's Count Fuckula. Fuck yeah, dude. On that note, I'll also throw our last music video in there too. We could pick apart "Run for Your Lives."
You're gonna let me diss on your video?
Yeah.
All right, I'm with
it's
it.
A fun quarantine video, so that'd be good to do. Oh, so he's having issues. Got it. Okay, so like, Francisco has a couple more questions. I think. I think you? Oh, you have all his questions. So give us a friend.
I sent them to you. I sent them to you too.
Oh, they're in a different spot. I forgot to save them.
I got it.
All right, let's see it.
Francisco asks, "What are your thoughts on a Sami Callihan and Kenny Omega feud that could brew?"
I don't care.
It'd be fun. It'd be cool. I think I get why everybody's big Sami Callihan fans that are big independent guys. I really do. Dude's got the attitude. He's mean. He's nasty. He's everything Eddie Kingston used to be before he showed up in AEW.
Yeah.
But more violent.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. I didn't think of it that way, but now I do.
I think it'll be similar to Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega, where you've got the wrestling machine taking on the nasty guy, and don't get me wrong, like it'll be good, just like Mox and Omega has been. Though Mox is a much better wrestler than Sami Callihan. Mm-hmm. Like let's be real here. But it could be a lot of fun.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, when I said I didn't care, like, I didn't see the whole Sami Callihan being awesome thing. I mean, he's okay. He is like a Eddie Kingston. That is a fantastic comparison, and it makes a whole lot of sense. So am I excited for it? No. I mean, it's just kind of been done. Eddie Kingston is eons better than Sami Callihan, in my opinion. Eddie
Kingston's a better wrestler. Sami Callihan's better at the part.
We'll see. But no, I'm not really excited about it. But he also asks, what if Vince McMahon steps off as CEO and owner of WWE? Who would take Vince McMahon's place? And how do you think the company is going to run?
Shane McMahon officially takes over. Officially.
I don't know, man. That is such a tough one.
I'm just saying, in name, Shane McMahon takes over.
I don't see Stephanie doing it.
I couldn't see why not. She kind of does it now. I mean, she looks more and more like her old man as she goes along. As she gets up there in age, I guess is what I really meant to say. But I mean, of course, we know Triple H would have big hands in it. Big hands. I just think that when that happens, even though we can all say the old man's out of touch and has been for years, the old man's the old man. And nobody gets a reaction like the old man. And when that happens, will be the beginning of the first generation that no longer sees professional wrestling as synonymous with WWE.
Correct. But I will say this. I love the idea of Triple H running things. I think he does fantastic in NXT. If he was able to apply that same gusto to the main roster in Raw and SmackDown, I think he could really boil some eggs, so to speak.
I think he would produce the best wrestling show.
Which is fine. This is all what we want to see, and it's by all means, sports entertainment
Clearly-
is great. But
Clearly not wrestling fans want to see that.
yeah.
But I'm
So what?
like making it cool again.
All right, Lunchbox. You have all the answers. What makes WWE great again?
I honestly, it's just that person that would connect, like that star that could really connect outside of a wrestling base. We haven't seen it since Cena.
Do you think, and I'm just going to continue with that question, do you think the only reason WWE has suffered as much as they have in the last year and a half is strictly because of the pandemic?
No. It's they have not been able to once again hit that hit with, you know, a mainstream star. Like I said, and there's almost always been one. It was, you know, Hogan, and then there was a short time where Austin and Michaels and Bret Hart were there, and that may have been some of the best wrestling, but you know, nobody was watching wrestling for a time there. And then out comes Stone Cold Steve Austin, and almost a year, you know, in the same time frame comes The Rock. And, you know, you've got just those super cool guys. And right as they're starting to wind down, out comes this John Cena cat. And he carries the ball not as heavily as those three, but right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, you know, we haven't seen it. And people say, oh, well, that's because the company won't let somebody grow bigger than the brand. I just don't think they've got somebody that can grow bigger than the brand. So honestly, it's finding that guy. That's what it is. It's that woman. I actually see it as more likely a woman now.
I would see that more often too. They're getting more progressive with the women, while with the men, they're just kind of sticking in their box. No pun intended.
I think Becky was on her way.
And then she had to do that whole thing where she got pregnant and did woman stuff, and now she's a mom. Well, just kind of...
No, really? Like, you can say that about Undertaker all you want. Undertaker is somebody that anybody who watched even a little bit of wrestling knows. But if you're going to tell me that The Undertaker is the star on the level of the four people I mentioned, you're fucking tripping and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
All right, well, so we'll take like 2 or 3 more questions. Because Francisco dropped a bunch of them. Jordan dropped a bunch of them. And
Jordan asked if we wanted to ask her bonus question. Hang on, let me go to my list.
She has a bonus question?
She asked me 3, and then she asked me a 4th one.
Oh, boy.
Where'd they go?
Well, as you're looking, I guess I'll ask one of the questions she's asked. If you had any job, what would you want it to be and why?
You know what? We'll go with that for her last question. Promoter of some sort. I couldn't even tell you what exactly I'd be promoting, but promoter.
Yeah.
It could be a combat sport. It could be music. It could be wrestling. It could just be events in general. Like, promoter. I'm a mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about what I got going on and bring some people together.
I would want to be an actor.
Yeah?
I would want to be in front of the camera. I would like to emote a lot. I would like to do funny voices and things. I would love to be an actor. I would also love to be a typecast actor, and I'd love to be a guy who's just in every movie kind of doing the same thing. Because that would be amazing.
You want to be the Ben Stein?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I want to be the Sid Haig, the Ben Steins, the I want to be a B movie actor that is in all the low budget scary movies.
I'll say other than that, I'd want to be like like a newscaster.
Yeah, you would be perfect at that. And you know what, Jordan? Fuck your question. you know, if you were a WWE superstar, who would you be and why? I would be the motherfucking boss. That's who I would be. I would not be Sasha Banks. I would be my own boss. I don't want to be anybody else. Nobody wants to be me. So why would we choose somebody else?
Exactly. She asked me the other day, who would I trade lives with and why? And I did a motivation video on it where I straight up said, nobody. Nobody. Like, my life's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of my biggest things is don't compare other people's social medias to your life because they're just posting their highlights. Let me tell you this, brother. When you live a life like mine, every moment's a highlight.
Boss versus
You know,
boss. Yeah, I'll take that challenge, Rivy.
Wait, what was it?
Rivy says boss versus boss.
Boss versus boss.
Well, let's make it a triple threat match. Let's get Bruce Springsteen in there too.
I think Sasha Banks would beat your ass, dude.
I mean, as long as she throws that bubble butt in my face, I'm okay with it.
She ain't got no bubble butt. That's one of my beefs with her. She ain't got. She's Carpenter's dream a little bit.
All right, we're gonna do one more. Let's go back to Mr. Franco here. Okay, how about a music question for somebody who's trying to start a band for the first time or joining a band for the first? What is your advice?
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, just do it. Like, there's plenty of people out there who, you know, this comes to me a lot, like whether it's podcasting or doing OnlyFans or whatever else. People always come up to me and say, how do I do this? I don't know if I can do it. Yes, you can do it. And no, not about connections, Rivy. Like, you know, in starting a band for the first time, you just do it. You put yourself out there. There's two ways of going about doing it. You can find a band who is looking for members, and if you play the instrument that they were looking for, you can try to fill in that band and be a player to the band, or you could form your own band and find your own players and start writing the music that you want to write for the band that you want to start. But the point is, you could never accomplish anything if you don't start doing it.
Brandon just kind of hit the nail on the head right there. You just got to start. You have to go. You know, I know so many people that have the best plans in life and they scheme and they've got so many good grandiose ideas and they never even try. It's always, I'm waiting for, etc. I'm thinking of, etc. No, fuck off. Get after it.
And it's always an excuse.
Yeah. You have to suck for a while. And like Scotty said, get your friends together. You know, start by getting together with some people that you know that happen to, you know, play the instruments that you need and try and work it out that way. You know, and once again, this is just when you're first getting started. You know, there become different levels, you know, hopefully everybody attains. You know, you know, I never thought I'd get to the point where in the last year or two, I've had people try to jam with me, and sadly, they're not good enough.
Yeah.
You know, yet, you know, they're just on a different level than you are, and that's fine. You know, not every band is lucky like a Cranial Damage where they've got semi-solid players and a guy like Costa out there providing top level, you know, guitar work when the other guys are mid-level at best. You know, so the best thing, man, go out and get a bunch of people, suck together. Mm-hmm. You know, find people that can play decently and suck together and learn together and grow together and learn to not only play your instrument by yourself, but learn to play with other people. That's one of the biggest things I've run into in that same capacity on different levels. I know a lot of good guitar players. I know a lot of good drummers. I also know a lot of people from both sides of that equation that you put them with somebody and they can't play.
Yep.
Because they've never learned to play with somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, you know, there's people out there who are songwriters and there's people out there who are collaborators. You know, figure out what you want to be. If you're a collaborator, go make a band, go join a band, get people together, write music, and listen to how other people write music and collaborate and make that music. Now, if you're a songwriter, sometimes, like, because hey, I'm gonna call out my guitar player right now. For the longest time, my guitar player, Dan, he was the guy who's like, all right, well, I wrote this song. It's gonna be played exactly how I write it, and we're not gonna differentiate from it whatsoever. And that boy learned that he had to collaborate in order to get anything done.
Yeah, as a songwriter, you might either want to stay con solo or do the hired gun thing.
Yep.
You know, but that being said, if you're a songwriter, you're on a different level. You know, it's a different ball game. But in the end, you know, when you're just starting out, it's most important you just learn to work with other people, learn to and that's just the musical side of it. When you start working on shows, work on trying to benefit yourself. Don't take everything that comes down the pipe. You know, and more importantly, get invested in your scene. Don't go out to be cool necessarily. I mean, that it helps to be friends with people. Connections do matter. But more importantly, what matters is that you go out there and you put in the work and you learn to care about your local scene. And when I say local, I'm talking about Northern California. So I'm talking about a 200-300 mile range.
Yep.
Like, get acquainted with the people that play elsewhere, who to play with, where to play with them. And don't be afraid to trade favors. You know, mainly get out there and take all these things me and Brandon just told you, and most importantly, enjoy it.
Yeah, so if you feel like you suck and you don't want to be in front of people, work on yourself. But most importantly, it is also important to get in front of those people and learn how to suck.
Yeah, learn how to be comfortable in those uncomfortable moments.
Yep.
It helps.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you see me carrying a half-naked man on my shoulders in pictures.
And speaking of half naked, I need to tell you a little something about one of the sponsors of the show, and that is the Bungalow Bunnies. It is the Central Valley's best burlesque troupe. Go check them out, www.facebook.com/Bungalow Bunnies Burlesque. You can hire them for your parties, for your shows, for your venues, etc., etc., etc. Beautiful women doing talented, beautiful things for your enjoyment. Go check them out. Shout out to Madam J and Tenzing the Metal Cat. We haven't seen them in a while because they're busy doing busy things. So go check out the Bungalow Bunnies Burlesque Troupe from the Central Valley on Facebook and Instagram. And, you know, it's that time that I paid rent and my bank account is a little low. Lunchbox, you want to tell them a little something about somebody who can help you with that?
Sure, slam that in the middle and shrink it a little bit. Shrink that just a little bit. Make it smaller.
Oh, even smaller. Okay. Yeah.
Well, no, like on my side, it's still cut off. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, do you need money? Do you need advice with the money you already make? Your boys at Boss in the Box have you covered. Contact Leilani Mosinske. That is Leilonimosinske. Financial professional. You can give her a call at 510-571-7215, or you can email her at Leilani. That is once again leiloni.wfg@gmail.com. License number 0M14654. You can check out her website at www.wfgconnects.com/LeilaniM. She will teach you the rules of money, tax-free retirement, asset protection, college planning, principal protection, legacy planning, recession-proof industry, home-based income, small business exit strategy, how to increase your cash flow, and the importance of estate preservation. She also offers free financial education class and statement breakdowns, and for a limited time, she is offering a free financial consultation and plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a financial education, which is now more important than ever, please contact Leilani Mosinske first. Official sponsor of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box.
And with that being said, if you missed this episode, check us out here. Where can they find us here?
You can find us at Gun Music Radio. That is RadioKing.com/radio/gun. That is GUNN Music Radio. Independent underground radio from Southern Oregon. Also, you can check out Koi tomorrow night on Mike Vanek's Mike Vanek Sucks the Blog live video chat at, I believe it's 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 12:30 p.m. over, or 12:30 a.m. over on his side of the world. So stay up late with Mike Vanek and Coy and hear the story of Gun Music Radio. You can hear us on Gun Music Radio and Radio King at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Saturdays.
That's right. All right. So don't leave yet, because we're about to tell you what we're doing next week. We tried an experiment many episodes ago, and we're gonna do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing back Talking Shop with the Box and the Boss present Sim Slam. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get your guys' opinions on who should be in matches together, and we're gonna pit them in simulation matches, and we're gonna call the action like a real show. So we're gonna put some posts up on the social medias, and we want you guys to tell us who you want to see in matches, and we'll set it up and we'll simulate it for you, and we'll call the action live on the air.
Yes, we will. So for your enjoyment, you can hear the golden voice of the Box and the shrill, angry voice of the Boss calling matches of simulated opponents next week, where we might even have some sort of three-way dance between the Boss, the Box, and Mike motherfucking Vanek.
Oh, shit. All right. So with that being said, this is our episode. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the goodness that we have that is Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. For listener questions, for listening to us run down old music videos, this has been episode 110. So go check out all of our sponsors, but make sure you tune in next week. I am Brandon the Boss Blacker. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Brandon Blacker. You can find my band Suburban Paranoia on all social media platforms, and watch out for a brand spanking new music video from Suburban Paranoia called Digital Disease. It should be hitting the airwaves here in a matter of weeks. Where can they find you, Mr. Lunchbox?
Don't worry about where you can find me. Where you can find this show is Talking Shop with the Boston Box on Facebook. Don't forget to join the Talking Shop with the Boston Box Facebook discussion group, where we shitpost about all the bullshit that is the bullshit that you want to bullshit about all day, every day long. You can find us on Instagram at Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. You can find us at Twitter at shop_talking. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is Talking Shop with the Boss and the Box, all separate words. Go ahead, subscribe, like, and share all those videos. We have Monday Motivations. We have The Boss Reacts. We have every single episode of the show. But most importantly, you can find us every Monday night live right here on Facebook at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Talking Shop with the Boston Box. Next week's episode 111, Sim Slam. And we haven't figured out exactly what we're doing for 112, but we're going to have a very special guest in the house. My father, Wesley D. Usry, will be down from Oklahoma live, side by side with me. So maybe we'll get into some embarrassing parent stories. Maybe you guys can hear about that one time I shit myself and broke my arm. Maybe you guys can hear about the times I almost died. Who knows?
All right, with that being said, make sure you go to aftershockfestival.com. That is October 7th through the 10th at Discovery Park in Sacramento, headlined by Metallica and probably Stained, featuring Mudvayne, The Offspring, Killswitch Engage, Rancid, Volbeat, Social Distortion, Rise Against, Mastodon, Pennywise, Atreyu, and more. Once again, aftershockfestival.com. Get your tickets there. They might be sold out, but they always come back, so keep on checking. And with that being said, tune in next week for Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box present Sim Slam. So once we get that social media post up there, make sure you tell us who you want, and yes, we could do guest referees, Jordan.
Sim Slam Part 2.
Yeah. So,
Part 2.
Tell us who you want to see in matches. We will try to find them or make them or whatever. So we'll do our best, but let's have some fun. See you next week, 8 p.m. Same time, same channel. We are the Boss. We are the Box. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.